I like to play Skyrim. You like to play Skyrim. So many people like to play Skyrim. But one thing I find super funny is how we don't really think about it. But how often do we break the economy in Skyrim? With all the golden rings and gold necklaces, the enchantments, the potions, I find it to be one of the funniest things that I've moved away from killing Draugr and bandits and looting their bodies. Don't get me wrong, I still loot every single thing. But I've made the game into a game of I'm breaking Skyrim's economy. I'm looting everything and everyone. I never used to like pickpocketing. Pickpocketing is still broken in the sense of I wish it was broken. I wish it had 100% guarantee that I could take anything from everyone. But that 90% of success rate and 10% of failure still makes the game fun. Because it would be boring if I could pickpocket anyone and everyone 100%. But on the other side, it's had me save the game after every successful pickpocket. And I think I have probably like 400 saved games. Like not 400, but I'm at the 400 iteration of the save game. I've become more strategic with carry capacity. Joining the Thieves Guild, by far, I used to always have reservations about stealing things in Skyrim, right? You're a good person in real life, so, oh, of course, I'm not gonna steal things in Skyrim. I don't want to have a mark on my record. But what I figured out is as good as a person as you are in real life, when you're in a video game, it allows you an outlet to do terrible, terrible things. Previously, I never kill regular people in Skyrim because, of course, I don't want to, right? They feel, I don't know, not family, but you feel at home when you see NPCs you see often again and again. Oh, it breaks my heart every time a blacksmith is killed because of a fucking dragon attack. It breaks my heart every time Lucan Valeris fucking gets killed or something because of a dragon attack. But what I've noticed in letting my nephews play the game and when I play the game is how much of a destructive rampage my littlest boy goes through when he's playing the game. He purposely chooses to be a werewolf and goes to Solitude, Whiterun to kill the guards so that he could max out the skill tree as soon as possible. And how I've shifted from playing the game is previously, I, and this is before recently, like this month, I would go through dungeons, take every single thing pots, pans, plates, nothing is safe, embalming tools, things that you don't ever really need, and just go to the stores and sell it, essentially breaking Skyrim's economy. And now I've gone a step further. I previously never really cared about the guilds and the quest lines, but joining the Thieves Guild and getting the skeleton key, lock picking and taking everything from every chest. I never wanted to steal anything, but once I moved past that mental barrier, because it's still a game, right? At the end of the day, I'm like, yeah, I got the skeleton key. Let's take everything. Let's steal everything because you get people of which you can sell stolen items to when you join a thieves guild. So now, when I play Skyrim, it's changed drastically from just clearing bandit camps and looting Draugr and clearing the ancient temples. Now, I like to play the game to specifically break the economy, to rob everyone and everything. Nothing is safe from my character in Skyrim. But I'll say this, pickpocketing is fucking I got it. Oh, that's the other thing that don't work in Skyrim more. So I don't know why, if it's my game specifically, But I deleted all my previous saved games in Skyrim on the Switch, besides my kids, just so that I could really focus on one. The leveling, sorry, the training doesn't work like it used to. And I don't know if it's because something's wrong with my game or if that's just how the patch or the update made it. Typically, you'd be able to go to different trainers to upgrade skills, but now if I use a trainer 5 times and I've been using Viper the Fleet in the Thieves Guild for pickpocketing, I can't go train archery. I can't train smithing, conjuration. I can't train pickpocketing from that one old lady in Winterhold, or no, Windhelm. And I don't know if this is a glitch, a bug, or somehow, some way, someone actually patched Skyrim a little more so you can't exploit the training. So that is interesting now that I bring it up. That was the other thing I've noticed. So in order to train for anyone, you always had to level up at least one level. You can't train multiple different areas of skill tree, which isn't a bad thing. I think not being able to break the game has made it more enjoyable because of course it did, right? Joy comes from progression. And we think that you want to rush through the game, you want to rush in life to get the end reward, thinking that if I have this thing, I'm gonna be happy, woohoo yaha. But the truth is, the joy really comes from the journey. And everyone says this shit, but it never clicked for me, right? It's not about the destination, it's about the journey. But what I found to be the case is joy comes from progression. Joy comes from progression. And we typically get in a rut when we just get to the end. You ever notice how if you play a game, you use cheat codes and you get to the end and it takes away all the joy of getting better? We like to see improvement. We like to have a sense of moving forward in life. And playing Skyrim, I guess, relatively slowly compared to back then when I could exploit all these in-game features, not bugs. It took away the fun, and you just want to make another file and do it again, and make another file and do it again. Now I'm level 49. There are still some things that work, like enchanting equipment and armor so that it doesn't cost anything to do certain spells. You can still do all that. There's still certain spots near Solitude, outside of the gates, in between the two trees, where if you use Mage Light to shoot at the mountain, it increases, I think, what was it, alteration to 100 very quickly. But over time, I'm slowly seeing things that are fixed. The other thing that was fixed, the Mace of Molag Bal no longer has an infinite charge, and it loses its charge with every swing, like every soul gem fueled item or weapon. The other thing I've noticed is that when you really think about it, the Dragonborn is a living soul gem whose only ability in terms of absorbing souls is other dragons. He is probably the most powerful and the most expensive soul gem there is because you can't absorb dragon souls otherwise. There's no container for it. I want to get Azura star, the black star or the white star, to see what happens, but I haven't gotten to it yet, specifically because, you know, so many posts, so many forums have been years ago. I don't know what's accurate today. I was interested in getting the Mace of Molag Bal because, oh, infinite charge? I never have to use a soul gem to charge it? Woohoo! Turns out, oh, it drains. So some things are still being fixed. The other thing that was fixed, you can no longer hit a merchant. Sorry, you cannot save the game, hit the merchant, and then reload the game in order for them to refill their gold. It doesn't work. It doesn't work. And that's okay because it requires you to actually go to other merchants, to travel around, to talk to people. Someone fixed Skyrim on the Switch, vanilla, 2025. I don't know when, I don't know how, but despite all these fixes and all these patches, it has been fun. There are still some things of which you can do, like going to Solstheim, going to Glover Mallory's basement and getting the Blackguard armor, which is leagues above the Thieves Guild armor. 50 carry capacity? Oh my god. It's every kleptomaniac hoarder's dream. Skyrim really touches a deep spot in many of us, the internal klepto and hoarder. And I find it so funny because in real life, I'm not as materialistic. I'm not, I need this, I need that, I want this. I guess games really allow you to have an output for a part of your life of which you don't do in real life, right? I'm not out here slaying bandits and looting everyone and taking everything. The moment I get to 100%, not 100, 100 pickpocket, you know for a damn fact I'm gonna go pickpocketing weapons and clothes off of people. No one is safe. I forgot. What was it? Dumpy Kong? He makes the video of, and I've watched this many times. I love it. He makes a video of how he kills everyone in Skyrim because just see if you can do it. The guards, the guards no longer spawn unlimitedly. There is a limit to how many, and I know this because for one of the files, I just wanted to see, what happens if I just started killing the guards with the ebony blade, and they stopped coming. The guards actually stopped coming. Holy crap! There's a lot more updates and patches and fixes in Skyrim 2025 vanilla for the Switch than I thought. Yeah, some things still work, like the resurrection stone, so that I could kill one person and resurrect them again and again, so I don't need to kill other followers or friendly NPCs in order to level up the ebony blade to, give you 30 HP for every swing. But I'll figure it out as I play the game over time. But this is my observations and what I've noticed in Skyrim. Guards are now limited. They do not respawn unlimited. I didn't realize that you can when you pickpocket people, it actually makes it so that I have taken a shield and a sword and some gold and loot from a whiterun guard. I never pickpocketed before, so I was pleasantly surprised to see, oh shit, I've never seen an unarmed guard before. Like, what? But yeah, no, the Skyrim never ceases to is the game that never ceases to amaze us. I don't know what else is there, but yeah, this is the observations I've had in Skyrim so far. I've never I've made a rule to never wear broken armor. The armor that you can make when you 100% enchanting and 100% smithing. It breaks the game, and you do need to have some limits on yourself. Otherwise, the game no longer have any semblance of fun. Right now, I wear the Blackguard's armor because of the 50 carry capacity, which, as far as I know, is probably the highest in the game for a single piece of armor. I wear the Nightingale's boots and bracers, and the Blackguard's hood because it gives you 25% more to sell and buy things from merchants. And I wear the Amulet of Zenithar for 10% increase whenever I sell things or decrease when I buy things. As for the ring, I haven't really gotten far, but now that I have been playing with the purpose, well, not the purpose, but with the idea to break Skyrim's economy, the game has been a lot more fun. It's more than just killing bandits and other hostile creatures. It is I like to collect skooma just for the fun of it. Just to see like how much skooma is in the game. Sweet rolls, you know, and it's not just that. It's I've noticed that if you make certain things the things you look forward to, the game becomes fun. Life is in that same way. If you are looking for certain things in life and you see it, it brightens up your day. My boy, my little boy, my nephew, he keeps counting airplanes because apparently a kid was like, if you counted 50 airplanes, I'll give you a singular goldfish. And so an airplane flies back and forth. He's still counting them, but even though he doesn't get any reward or a prize for it, it still brings him joy that, oh, an airplane. And so that's what I've done with Skyrim. There's no quest marker, there's no objective to collect these things, but I've made my own game to collect as many skumas as I can, to collect as many sweet rolls or vegetable soups, right? And I think life is in that same way. You have to make your own game in life because if you don't, then you kind of don't have direction and you don't get that dopamine hit from when you get that thing. I also like to play as a high elf so that the biggest irony in it is the Dragonborns and High Elf when supposedly in game lore the High Elves are super discriminatory and racist, High Elf supremacy, and they are typically the big bad besides the dragons, what was his name? Alduin. But the biggest irony of it all that I love to do for my in-game character is to do the companions questline guild to give them access to create the Nord hero weapons. And I love the dagger. That's my favorite ancient Nord weapon besides the sword. And so my character, Agatha, the high elf, she carries Molag Bal and a Nord hero sword and Nord hero dagger. And as you know, there is a skill in the speech skill tree, which means that if you are selling to the opposite gender, you get, what was it, 10% more when you sell items and 10% less when you buy items. That is why I play as a woman in Skyrim, precisely because of the advantage to increase my speech skill faster, because majority of the merchants in Skyrim are men. And so it's like that's just like an easy thing for me to choose, right? And high elves because of magic and they're taller. So as far as I remember, your walking and running speed is dictated by how tall your character is. High elves are the tallest race. And I didn't really realize that when I was playing the game and really just talking to people. And I was like, oh, wow, I am tall. The other thing I've done too, just to experiment and play, is take off the HUD or put the HUD almost down to like 1 or 2. It's a completely different game. It is crazy. We are spoiled with HUD. I don't know what the fuck HUD means, but we are spoiled with that extra information that games give us. Damage numbers, HP bars, the compass, your magic meter, your HP meter, your stamina meter. But by removing the HUD, you kind of play the game like real life. There is no HUD in real life. I don't look at that and go, that's a clock. I don't look at that and go, that's a shirt, that's a couch, that's a calendar, that's a door. I don't do that. So when you play Skyrim or any game for that matter, and you remove the HUD as much as possible, it's crazy. Especially when you take away fast travel. You don't even gotta play on survival mode. Just fucking play without HUD. It is a new game, a completely different game, a very fun game. But at a certain point, you're just like, no, I don't want to do this anymore. Give me back the HUD, please. I still play with the HUD now, but I set the HUD to like, move it to like bring it all the way to the left so that it's 0 and it's invisible. And then I'll move the tick like 1, 2, or 3. So I can barely see it because let's just be real. Playing without the HUD is a whole new experience. But playing without the HUD for the entire run is very difficult. I will say though, fuck, I forgot his name. I do want to go to Wyoming because, and I love this guy. This guy made a video on what does it feel like to be in Skyrim, because I played Skyrim enough that I've also thought, I would like to go to Skyrim and see what it feels like, right? Wyoming something. Lander, Wyoming. He said that that place feels closest to Whiterun. And so I want to take my friend and my two nephews with me when we're older at some point to go to Lander, Wyoming so we can see and breathe. Ah, this is what it feels like to be in Whiterun. So yeah, Skyrim Vanilla 2025 on the Switch.